There was a woman in scripture called the wife of Zebedee, who happens to be the mother of James and John, who the Lord surnamed Boanerges. You know, he changed Simon's name to Peter, meaning rock. He also changed James and John's name, the sons of Zebedee. He changed their name to Boanerges, meaning sons of thunder. Their mother came to him and demanded for something. Very, very ridiculous demand. I mean, pardon my, not ridiculous, but you know, there are certain things you ask for. There are certain demands someone asks. The provider of that question understands the question more than the person that wants to receive answer for that question. There are sometimes when you are presenting a question, when you want an answer or when you want something, the person you are asking the thing understands it more than you. You don't even understand what you're asking for. And then this woman shows up in Matthew chapter 20 from verse 20 down. He says, I have a request. The master said, you should go on. He said, can you grant that my two sons will sit by your right and by your left in the kingdom? Do you know what this woman was imagining? She was imagining a throne. She was imagining actual sitting. But what she was asking, she didn't realize what she was asking for. What she was asking for was authority. Because thrones mean authority. I said it in the morning. Are you with me? Thrones represent authority. And if you must mount a throne, you must wear a crown. There are crowns that prepare you or makes you worthy to mount certain thrones. She didn't realize. She thought she was trying to say, oh Lord, let them be close to you. This one on your left. Are you with me? This one on your right. That's far from it. What she was asking in the real sense was, give my sons the highest honors, the authority that be at your left, at your right, so that they can exercise dominion. And he told the woman, do you know what you are asking? Let's go to the scripture. Let me show you the two questions he asked the woman. Verse 23. Okay, verse 22. But Jesus answered and said, you know not what you ask. Are you able to drink of the cup that I shall drink of, and to be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with? They say, we are able. The next verse. And he said to them, you shall drink indeed of my cup and be baptized with the baptism that I am baptized with. But to sit on my right hand and on my left is not mine to give, but it shall be given to them for whom it is prepared of my Father. The two things he explained in this place is that there is a baptism which, from this scripture, it was a past tense. Can you drink of the cup I shall drink of? And can you be baptized with the baptism I was baptized with? What he was simply asking them is that, are you willing to go through suffering and pain? Because you need to know that the baptism of Jesus, the induction of Jesus into ministry was not, in our generation, people like ministry because it looks like when you take good pictures, you put it on Facebook where you are carrying mic. You know what I'm talking about now. Are you with me? Especially prayer meetings where you are sweating. You now stay like this. That was not the kind of ministry of the old men. People ran away from ministry. God called them. Go and read about Jonah. Say, God, I don't want. This one, people are calling God. God, see you, are they? In case all these people you call are misbehaving, are they? And actually, sometimes like God used to answer those things. They were demanding for was suffering. Because immediately they anointed him, trouble everywhere. The Pharisees began to beseech him. Everybody trouble. The good he was doing turned bad. He will heal people. The Pharisees will show up and say, who is that? Somebody will be healed on the Sabbath. Instead of people to be happy that a man was healed on the Sabbath, he's trouble. His life was buffeted for about, let's say, 3 years until he died. There was nothing good about it. Scripture said there is no comeliness. So in case you think that baptism was a good one, no, that means death and resurrection. So I asked them, are you willing to be baptized with my baptism? Go to your neighbor. Ask your neighbor, are you willing to be baptized? Meanwhile, I'm not talking about water baptism. Some of you have gone through water baptism. You went with one gown, one jalabia. They put you there, lifted you up. That's not what I'm talking about. Are you willing to be baptized? When you go through that baptism, when you show up, your life will shatter. Are you willing to drink of the cup? When he was in Gethsemane, he cried. Hey, scripture said that his heart was heavy. He said, Father, must I drink of this cup? He said, you must drink it. Oh. This is that, you know the plan now. This thing has been, you can't come on four hands now. Be strengthened, be strengthened, be strengthened. Angels came and strengthened him. He was energized to go to that cup. Let me tell you, it was not easy. It was not a rosy path. It was a lonely road. That was why when he hung on the cross and cried, he was not crying because he's a child. That was the first time he was being separated from the Godhead. Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. My God, why have you forsaken me? There was a separation. Just like Adam was separated from God when they sinned. What happened? That death that happened in Genesis was the separation from God, not physical death. Jesus experienced his own too. On the cross, God separated from him because of the kind of sin. See, have you seen Chaco? I don't want to call Jesus guy, but he was black. That's the only way. He was black. Black with sins that he didn't commit. Everybody gathered their sins and landed it on him. The thing was weight. God couldn't behold it. He turned his face and forsook him. He cried, Eloi, Eloi. Ask your neighbor. You've asked the first one. Ask the second one. Are you willing to drink of the cup? Tell your neighbor you will. That's what Jesus said. He said, surely you will. You will drink it. It's not enough to come to church. What are you coming to church to do? You will drink it. It's too late though. You know, there is a place you enter in court. When you want to run, they will hold you by the trouser. Say no. They tell you need to bring your mother. You say, I didn't know. Ignorance is not obtainable in this kingdom. It's not an excuse. Ignorance can't separate you from the consequences of the law. You will serve it. You are here, you have seen our secrets, you want to run. My friend, come and bring your mother. And for the kingdom too, you have come too far. You can't run away from the church door now and say, I didn't know that this is how it is. I want to go back to my traditional practice. No, you have come too far. Tell your neighbor you must drink of the cup. Yes.